Okay, that's working. That's working. Got everything ready to roll. Cowboys fan, what's going on? Audi, what's going on? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Who do we have here tonight? Tonight, we're gonna have a good time. Rogelio, what's happening? SB 1981, go crazy. Bill in the house. Heinz Zepp, Eagle, Pressure, what's going on? SB 1981. Pierre Thibault, Pierre, good evening. M4U2NV, okay. Roland, good evening. Oh, Ronald, good evening. Gabriel, good evening. Jax, John Boy. Jason, no Garza. Gabriel, let's take Gabriel. What is that? WSM? Gabriel, we're just getting up, down, trader. What's going on? Good evening. Rob, what's happening? Ronald, good evening. Dean. Sarid. Varsity Rock Show. Oh, Variety Rock Show. Cool beans. MZ, what's going on? Great. Good to hear. Good to hear. All right. So, seems like we're all checked in. All cameras are rolling. We are good to roll. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, bringing you along for the ride for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's my goal. My goal is pretty simple. 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I prefer weekly options coupled with dividend stocks, specifically dividend stocks that are consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. Come on, stock market's been around for 400 years. Okay? It ain't going anywhere. How to manipulate it, how to create cash flow. Keep a clear mind. Know what it is you're looking for. See, here, I'm pretty straightforward. I tell you exactly what I'm looking for. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I'm going to walk you through a bunch of them. Now, it is Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So basically that means half the week is almost over. Monday and Tuesday. We're left with 60%. That's it. Riley, good evening. K-Van, Philly Cheese. Claudio, what's happening? William Brown, Bryson, good evening, good evening. Let's keep on going. So Gabriel, we're going to get in that in a second. Gabriel, hold tight. What we're doing here is you guys in the audience, you guys going to tell me what stocks that you like. Okay, what I like are companies that are consistently profitable with at least 2 decades of consistent profitability and weekly options. I'll take a look at whatever you want and I'll give you my opinion. My opinion is going to come from a point of view of the trading strategy that I'm teaching here tonight. It doesn't work for the trading strategy that I'm showing you. It doesn't mean it's not a good stock. It doesn't mean it's not a good investment for you. Because I'm pretty set in my ways. I am. So don't think you're going to come here and give me something wild and crazy and I'm going to go, oh, my. No, it's not going to work. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not looking for a new shiny object. I'm looking for safety, consistency, predictability. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm 61. I'm retired. Whatever money I've earned in my working life, now paying for my monthly bills. Terribly sorry. I live a very nice, quiet life. That being the case, let's go and take a look at the very first one, Gabriel, WSM. Now, Gabriel, to be honest with you, I've never heard of it. I have no idea what WSM is. WSM. Williams Sonoma. Why didn't I know that? That's why I didn't know that. Williams Sonoma is monthly options. Who came up with that one? Gabriel? Now, Gabriel, I'm not 100% sure how long you've been here or how many times you've come back. Cece, Bernie, Tammy, good evening, good evening. Tim Anderson, Craig Gibbs, good evening. Nico, New York taxation, gotta love it. Jeffrey, Tim Anderson, way to go. Okay, so here's the thing, Gabriel. I don't know how long you've been here, how many times you've actually been to the show, but here's the thing. November, December, January, February, March, May, blah, blah, blah. Those are months of the year, meaning I can only trade it once a month. Now, once a month does not give me weekly cash flow. Gustavo, Billy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Army Ranger. Ooh, Army Ranger. There you go. Monique. How are you doing, Miss Monique? Lorraine. Good evening, Miss Lorraine. All right, so anyway, Gabriel. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work in my favor. Okay? Also, it's very challenging trying to figure out where a stock's going to be in 30 days. Let me give you a quick example. People ask me this all the time. Why not monthlies? Why only weeklies? All right. Here's the thing, Gabriel. This right here is 30 days ago. Here's our 30-day high, our 30-day bottom, where she was 30 days ago, where she is now. Look at this. She shoots up, she comes down. But not really. Look at all the movement in between. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago, we were at 186. We jump up to 204. Now we're back down to 177. That's a lot of movement in 30 days. So great. You tell me where you think it's going to be in 30 days from today. That's the reason I don't do monthlies. It's challenging enough to figure out where it's going to be in 5 days. Now, 5 days from here, well, ideally, I like to find the bottom first before she turns around. But ideally, weekly options. I don't like monthlies. They're just too hard to figure out where they're going to be in 30 days. Eddie, Enrique, Nostram, Francisco, Mothman. Good evening, Corey. All right, so let's keep on moving along. Thank you there. All right. WMB, we already did that one. Lucas, good evening. D King, good evening. I'm going to turn my fan up. Getting a little warm in here. Nick K, Gray, Invertri, good evening. Imran, good evening. JPM, good evening. Thank you, Airline. Love to hear it. Did my first trade today. 500 shares of Dow, 2157. Get it covered. 5 contracts. Strike price 2150. Premium 55. Got just over 2% return. Mini Beast. Way to go. Nice to hear it. Let's look at that one next, because that's the next one on the list. J Mofo. What's going on? Maria. Good evening. Falfuma. Good evening. Good evening. Mark. Like showing up. All right. Where else it can go but down? Don't surprise you. 1 to 10. Cool beans. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to show to you my 9-year-old. This is who I created this strategy for. Bathroom. That being said, which is kind of weird, because I usually take that show up. Here we go. Here's all my social media sites. We're going to go over to YouTube, because YouTube has all the videos. I'm going to run a video for you while I excuse myself. That'd be it's only 3 minutes. Which my dad like I'll be right back.
Which my dad does let me call on that. That's what I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting lists of stocks that you could choose from that will help you get the best return on your money. List number 1 is stocks that are paying out each year, and then list number 2 is a list of stocks that pay out twice a year. List number 3 is a list of stocks that pay out every month. And the 4th list is lists of stocks that pay out every quarter. The list I'm going to send you is going to help you get the best return on your money. Wait, I just realized something. If they are 20 days exactly in this year of these exactly into your January of the trading days, and if you only have to own stock for about 2 or 3 days, how many times can you buy? 4 times! Or 5. Yeah. I just realized that the lists on you are kind of irrelevant because I'm going to be sending you a tweet list of stuff that I'm trading, and you can just watch me. But I'm going to send it to you anyways, because I just like to be organized.
Okay. There's over 20 days in the month of January. There's over 21 days in the month of March. What does that mean? That means every single day you might take the stock and there's a different company paying out dividends. Yay! Anyway, no, seriously. By picking just one company per month, just one. January, every month, that's 12. Ooh, because my favorite part. You buy 12 different companies. It's easy, one trade a month. Who can't do one trade a month? But, you want to bump it up a little bit, let's do 2 trade months. 20 days in the month of January, you do one every 10 days. Yeah, we don't need to see this anymore. Alright, so my 9-year-old back in 2008 says, Dad, what are you doing? Can you teach me? Now this is me 15 years ago. Okay, may not look it, but you know, hey, that's me. Got a little bit more here, and there's not much gray, but still, 15 years has gone by since we did those videos. So why am I showing you? Well, just to let you know that I've been doing this for quite a while. Okay, we have videos online for you to view. They're all basically the same thing, all saying the exact same thing over and over and over again. D. King, what's going on? Ricky, Willie, Jake, Mountain River, good evening. Philly Cheese, Monique, good evening. Lecky, good evening. Uh-oh, Pulley. Pulley wants to look at Tellus. Pulley, what is Tellus? T-U-T-L-U-S. T-E-L-E-U-S. Tellus Corp. Okay, we cannot find that symbol. Okay, cannot find that symbol. So either you're not giving me the right ticker symbol or it's not a U.S. stock. One or the other. Take your pick. All right, do you trade 3x leverage? No, I don't. But thank you there, Robert. Robert wants to take a look at NAIL. N-A-I-L. What the hell is that? Okay. Interesting. Let's take a good look at it. Unfortunately, let's take a good look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Look at it. Drops, up, down. So I'm looking for the bottom. Ain't there yet. It just keeps on dropping and dropping and dropping. Look, down, up, down, up, down. Keeps on dropping. Looking for a new bottom. When it shows up, fine. Great. But until then, no. Okay, Gigi, how are you? Cincinnatus, good evening. It's a leverage product. Yeah, Robert, I get that. What are we buying? Cool Hand Luke. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Anyway, so Cool Hand Luke, we haven't found anything yet. We just got here a couple of minutes ago. How you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you so much. The Machinist Dude, thank you so much for your time, sir. You're welcome. NVIDIA, tomorrow, let's hope for a big beat all around. The market is tough right now. Okay. Earnings tomorrow, jobs Thursday, options expiration. Very good thinking. All right. Khalid, good evening. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. So what else do we have? Superlative, good evening. Paul, okay, Paulie, Tellus, T-E-L-U-S. We looked for it, it's not showing up. You're giving me the wrong ticker symbol. Corey wants to take a look at Verizon. Never a failure to communicate. Believe it or not, that's a line from the movie Cool Hand Luke. What we have here is a failure to communicate. Buddha is found. Okay, good evening. Hope you're having a great day. And thank you, Khalid. Okay, Up Down Trader wants to take a look at Verizon. So let's take a look at Verizon. What's Verizon doing? Ooh, nice movement. Brooke, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Hold tight. Take a look what's going on here. That looks cool. But let's look at the whole picture. The whole picture. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at the momentum. Up, down, sideways, down, up. This is a nice movement right here. From 38 to 41. Okay, it's $3. Not a lot. Plenty more space to move. Josh G, how are you today? I'm about to astral project. Cool beans, thank you. Hey, Josh G. Good evening. He can't trade. He's a snake oil salesman. Josh, I'm going to call you out, buddy. What do you got? What do you have that I don't? SMR, Baratali, we'll take a look at that in a minute. I'm calling out Josh G because apparently he thinks he knows more than I do. Fine. I got no problem with that whatsoever. So let's take a quick look at Verizon. All right. So we've seen the numbers. If we jump into Verizon, what are we doing? 41.48. That's an easy one. 41.50 is going to be the closest, and that's probably right there. Let's open this up a little bit and get a better look at it. 41.50 right there. 50 cents. Great. This is the first one on the list today. Let's check it out. Machinist due. We'll take a look at Costco in a little bit. Okay. Where the breaker block. I have no idea what that means. Where the breaker block. No idea. So, Josh G, I get a thumbs up. But that didn't answer my question. Okay. So, Josh G, you say I can't trade. Okay, fine. I'll take your word for it. I'm a snake oil salesman. Wonderful. Have you heard me try to sell anything? Seriously, a snake oil salesman will try to sell you something. You can take a look at all the videos I've done, 1,300 videos. Very rarely will you ever see me try to sell anything to anyone. So, Josh, you got a question? Got a concern? Let's hear it. Okay, how do you know when the bottom is? V, I love that question. It's an awesome question. Can someone tell what this is about? Oh, okay. Maria, good evening. So I can't really read that name. Felogia? Famunia? Something like that? What is this about? We're investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, 1% per week comes to over 50% per year. If that excites you, this is a trading strategy created for a 9-year-old. In 2008, when my 9-year-old daughter was 9, she comes up and says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So, to teach a 9-year-old, it's got to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That fifth one always gets people's panties in a twist. Let me explain. Okay? Now, I'm 61 years old. When I was born in the 60s, there was Ford, there was General Motors, there's IBM, AT&T, Procter & Gamble, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Hess, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Well, guess what? 60 years later, those companies are still here. And most of them are still profitable. So if I'm looking at a company, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, that's been in business for over 140 years, do I really, me personally, do I really think Coca-Cola is going to disappear in my lifetime? Hell no, I don't think it's going to disappear. Could it? Well, if you listen to the government, of course it can. The earth can open up and swallow every single Coke machine, every single Coca-Cola bottling machine, every single Coke truck, everything that says Coca-Cola on it. Yeah, if you believe the government, that's what the government will tell you. It's possible you can lose. It's possible that Coca-Cola could disappear. Now, I don't believe that. So that's what I mean by a company that's been around for over 100 years. Do I really think it's going to go away in my lifetime? No. 3M will probably still be here when I'm gone. AT&T probably still be here when I'm gone. General Electric probably still be here when I'm gone. That's what I mean by no way to lose. Okay, if I buy a company and I flat out refuse to sell it for less than what I paid for it, how can I possibly lose? If I own it, I own it. It's mine, regardless of what price I paid for it. Until I consciously decide to sell it for less than what I paid for it, I'm not losing. It's just that simple. Okay? I'm still waiting for Josh. I like your channel. I subscribe. Kelly, thank you that. I don't think he's a sales anything. Thank you, Corey. How to invest money. Well, this is just one opportunity. Just one. There's so many different ways of investing your money. This here, it's not for everyone. It's boring as hell. It's slow as molasses. Okay? No shiny objects. The same boring stocks over and over and over and over again. You sell snake oil? I'll take 3 bottles. All right, Alex, I got your address. I'm going to shoot you 3 bottles of snake oil. Anyway, so apparently he just disappeared. Comes out, kicks me in the shin, and just leaves. How to invest money. Josh doesn't get it. Troll Jolly. Thank you, Up Down Trader. He's a troll. Ignore him. Thank you, Khalid. What about the people that are boycotting? Won't that affect Coca-Cola and Pepsi? Okay, Khalid, interesting question. Hold tight for 1 second. Please name the show us one stock you purchased or recommended this week or last week. Ron, how are you today, Mr. Ron? Mr. Ron. Okay, Mr. Ron wants to see something. All right, sit tight, Mr. Ron. Here we go. All right, so Ron, last week we erased everything that we found last week. This is what we found this week so far. All right, so let me open this up a little bit bigger. Here we go. All right, Ron, what we found so far this week for Sunday night and Monday night. Today's Tuesday. We haven't found anything yet. We found Dow, 2.5%. KHC, which is Kraft Heinz, 1.7. Occidental Petroleum, 2.3. Schlumberg, 2%. COHR, 3.9. Pepsi, 1.2. And then IONQ, 7.5. Now, that's just what we found Sunday night, what we found Monday night. We haven't found anything tonight because we're just getting started. So give us a little bit of time, Ron, if you don't mind. We're just getting warmed up. One new stock purchase. Yep, got that one. I don't find this strategy boring. Mondays and Fridays are exciting. Thank you there, Alex. The Machinist Dude. The things you talk about, I should have learned when I was young. Dividends I'd like to learn. Well, sit back, relax. Here we are. Heck, every morning is exciting. Yay! Thanks, I appreciate it. Hey, Ron, I'm here every night. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I do take Friday nights and Saturday nights off. Hope you don't mind if it doesn't inconvenience you. But here we go. A1 Steak, back again, dude. How are you? Khalid, what about... Okay, don't want to talk about that. Up Down Trader wants to take a look at Pfizer. Give me a second. A1 Steak, what if the company's stock price goes down 90% and they cut their dividends 90%? Ouch. Anything's possible, but that's why we look at past performance. Ooh, I like that answer. Please tell your analysis of Hawk-Tuah stock. Hawk-Tuah stock. That's not a stock. That was a meme coin. Hawk-Tuah. Yeah, no, I'm not going to fall down that trap. Shaprolchev, good evening. What else do we have here? Charlie, good evening. Chris Morris, good evening. Johnny Boy, Plains All American. Holy cow. D King, hold on tight. Plains All American. Wait a minute, we're still on Verizon. Hold on, we're still on Verizon. Sit tight. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The 4150s are going right here for 50 cents. I like that. Here's your last 30 days right there. What does that look like? And does it look appetizing? Well, here we go right here. Here's your last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're here. We drop, shoot up, pull back. Now we're shooting up to here. Here's the high right there. Now we went from 38 to 40, almost 42. That's only $4. That's not even 10% yet. So it has plenty of room to keep going only if you like Verizon and it makes sense to you. So let's take a look at Verizon at 4150. Okay, now if you didn't know, I do what's called a covered call. It's simple, it's predictable. And the reason why I do it, because like I said earlier, my 9-year-old wanted to learn to trade, and to teach a 9-year-old simple, safe, predictable, and no way for her to lose. Let's go. All right, so here it is. Let's go over this side. By one covered call of Verizon. 28 November. That's not this Friday. There's only 3 days left. So we're looking at next Friday. 10 days away. Okay? So with it being 10 days away, I want at least 1.5%. 1.5%. Because we're halfway through this week, which the numbers this week probably aren't going to look very good because we only got 3 days left. Next week, we got 8 days. All right, sorry, 10 days. All right, so 41.50 call option. Here's the profit right here, $55. The investment, $4,000. So when I said earlier, I'm looking for simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Great. So let me explain it one step at a time. When I say simple, okay, the simplest, easiest strategy there is just to buy the stock. Just buy it. That's it. That's the simplest and easiest. But there's a problem with that. The problem is when you buy something, there's not a profit there. Okay, that's an expenditure. That's an expense. You're spending money. You're not bringing in anything. Okay, and the only way you're going to make a profit is you have to wait for that stock to move up to be able to sell it at a profit. Well, let's change it just a little tiny bit. Let's do what's called a covered call. It's actually 2 trades in one. So trade number 1 is actually buying the stock. Okay, so if I buy the stock, Verizon, I turn around and I then sell it to someone else for the exact same price I just paid for it. Kind of doesn't make sense, does it? If I'm buying it at $41.48, see the price right there, $41.48, I'm selling it at $41.50. So what am I making? 2 cents? No. Because I am selling a covered call, which means I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me at almost the exact same price I paid for it. So $41.48, I turn around and sell it for $41.50, but I collect what's called a premium. Now, if you don't know what a stock option is, a stock option is actually an insurance policy, because you're insuring a certain outcome. So for a contract, an insurance contract or insurance policy to be valid, you need a beginning date, an ending date, consideration, and an agreement. Meeting of the technical terms, it's meeting of the minds. Beginning date, ending date, consideration, meeting of the minds, or an agreement. Okay, so the agreement here is I'm buying it at this price. I'm selling it at this price by this date right here, 28 November. So the beginning would be tomorrow morning when I put it up for sale and somebody pays me. That's the beginning. That's the start of the contract. The contract ends at the expiration, 28 November. More precisely, 3:59 p.m. on Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. Because at 3:59, that's the last opportunity to do anything. Because at 4 o'clock, market closes and you're SOL. Okay? So, that being said, here's my profit. Do you remember I said simple? We already talked about that. A simple strategy, buy a stock, sell it at the exact same time. Buy it and sell it at the exact same time. But use a covered call. Okay, 2, safe. Remember, simple, safe. Safe. Well, a covered call is such a safe strategy, you are allowed to do it in your IRA. There are a lot of strategies you can't, certain things you just can't do in your IRA. But a covered call, you can. Simple, safe. Predictable. Remember that? I said predictable. I know what I'm going to earn, what my profit's going to be before I even do it. Think about that. Simple, safe, predictable. I know what my profit's going to be. And the fourth one, consistent. Do you remember that? Consistent. Well, weekly options. And this is the reason why I want weekly options. Because every single Friday, there's an option that is expiring. So if I buy a stock on a Monday, sell the option on a Monday that's going to expire on Friday, I got 5 days. In that 5 days, I want to make my 1%. Hello, gang. What's happening there? Joe, Gary, market closed next Thursday? Of course it is. Do you think it's worth it to invest in BlackRock? Me, personally, no. What do I think about SBER Bank? Spur Bank? I never heard of it. Nemo. Crystal. All right. Have you ever tried mango custard chicken? What the hell is, what kind of a question is that? I know what kind of question. It's all right, never mind. All right, where are we over here? Okay, got that one. Ron, thank you. Machinist, gotta love it. Okay, work brings freedom. The stock market is way overpriced. Thank you for that. All right. You can lose everything with options. Thank you again. I love it when people tell me something that I didn't already know. Okay. Thoughts on Gemi. What is Gemi? BlackRock gave me 15% return on my retirement funds this year. All right, volatility. Thank you very much. You got 15%. I think I'm up to, hold that thought. I think I'm up to 65% so far this year. And we're only into November. So, I don't know. I think 65 is a little bit better than 15. And BlackRock is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work out. So, work brings freedom. I'm not 100% sure you understand how options work. But, okay, you can believe whatever you want. Let's get back to Verizon, figure out what kind of rate of return this is. So this is the profit, 56. This is my outlay, 4,000. Let's see what kind of numbers that looks. Okay, for that we're going to need a calculator. For rate of return, we take the bit, which is the fix, and we divide it by the investment, which is the 4,000. 4,094 gives me a grand total of 1.36%. Okay, so I like that one. Let's keep this one. We're going to keep this one. Okay, and it's 1.36. Okay, sit tight. We're going to save this one. Come on. There it is. All right, 1.36. Here we go. First one of the evening. There we have it. Yeah, baby. Verizon, 28 November. The 41.50 call, $41.50. $56 is the profit. 4,000 is the investment, and it's a 1.3% return for 1 week. That works for me. And that's going to go right here. And that was 1.3, right? 1.3. All right, let's get rid of these. This is last week. Hate when that happens. All right. There we go. All right, so that being said, 1.3%. Not bad. But that's only the first one for tonight. We got some more. We only found 3 last night. Last week we got 26. We found 26 stocks last week. Well, this week we're only, 4 so far? So I'm kind of curious. Just a little curious. Okay? Let's see if he actually answers me, because most people don't. They usually shy away and run away. So, work brings freedom. Do you want to share your experience, why you think you can lose everything with options? I'm kind of curious. James, isn't the Verizon that price for next week currently? I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Bombardier stars. Okay, machinist, dude, you got to give me the ticker symbol. And I'm still waiting to hear back from Work Brings Freedom. What did he just take off? Let me write him a little text message. I'm going to write a little message to this dude. Reply. Here we go. And we're going to do this right here. I would love to hear your opinion on why you think you can lose everything with options. Oh, I can't write all that. Okay. Ron, you can close out your covered call early if you make your 1%. Oh, Ron, I really wouldn't do that. I would just let it expire over the weekend because no matter what you do, now, Ron, you're new here, so I usually jump in on Monday. Most of my trading is done on Monday. Sometimes I do Tuesday, but for the most part, Monday. So I just follow it one day at a time. And if it gets to my 1%, fine. I'll just let it expire. Or I'll let it sell off. I'll let someone take it away from me. But it's always going to be a mathematical equation. What did I buy it for? What did I sell it for? What did I make? What's it at? Where's it going? Those kind of things. And then I come up with an answer that best suits my goals for the following week to come. So Alex wants to take a look at Lowe's. Give me a second, Alex. We'll take a look at Lowe's in a second. All right. Okay, Machinist Dude's going to check that out. 3 days left in this week. Yep, I got that one. I understand you volatility. Thank you. I'm in Quebec. We speak French. Bonjour, bonsoir. Comment ça va toujours? Ça va bien, non? Have words, but you know. Maybe I don't have the right words. Okay, volatility, thank you. James isn't Verizon, okay, blah, 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 blah. Joe VFC, take a look at that in a second. Southern Company, we haven't looked at it in a while. Hold on a minute. All right, Johnny Boy, I haven't forgot about that. And how do you know when the bottom is? Okay, VE, I haven't ended that question yet either. But VE, let me give you this for an answer, for an idea. Okay? Stocks do two things and only two things. They go down and they go up. And then they go down and then they go up. And then they go down and then they go up. That's it. How do you know where the bottom is? Well, by looking at this chart here, it stands out like a sore thumb. There's the bottom right there. Okay, let me pick up another one for you. Whoops. Okay, how can I tell the bottom? Right there. I can tell the bottom because it's the lowest number on the chart. Okay, right there, that's the bottom. Now, what if we do this right here? Look, now there's the bottom. And what? Look, right there is the top. It's really not that difficult. Any chart you look at, you're going to have one top number, and you're going to have one bottom number. That's it. That's how you tell what the top is and what the bottom is. Because I don't know how to say that. I really don't. There's the top, there's the bottom. I don't know what other words to describe it. The top's on the top, the bottom's on the bottom. How do I know where the bottom is? Because it's right there. Anyway, let's keep on going. Johnny Boy wants to take a look at Plains All American, PAA. Now, I haven't looked at this in a while, but look at that. That looks cool. It does. Let's take a look at the whole thing. Here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. Simple. Currently, it's at 1690 right there. The closest strike price is going to be 17. That's going for 15. But here's the thing that I don't like about it. One strike out, you're getting 5. Not quite that appetizing. 2 strikes out, 0. Let's expand this a little bit and see what else we got. Yeah, check that out. The 1650 at 1690. The 17 is going for 15. I'm going to say no to this one right off the top. Reason being, look at these numbers. Okay, at the money, 17 is not even 1%. 1 strikeout, 5. 2 strikes out, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, so I'm going to say no to Plains All American. Sorry, Johnny Boy. Polly. Thank you there, Polly. D. King. D. King. Whoo, wants to take a look. Kimberly Clark. KMB. KMB. Is that right? KMB. Whoops. Interesting. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Kimberly Clark. They're a dividend king. What does that mean? That means they have 5 decades. That's 50 years. 50 years of increased profits. Kimberly Clark should be on your list. Now, I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm just saying. The company's been around for over 100 years, and it's been consistently profitable for 5 decades. Well, yeah, it's on my list. Well, let's check it out. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where, look at this. Basically sideways, down, big drop, and then just no. Okay, we got this big gap here, which has a tendency to fill. Okay, so it goes sideways, drops sideways. Right here, that's going to fill eventually, but not now, because here she bottomed out here, went up, back down. She's going to come back down again before she turns around and fills this gap. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Polly, tell us. You asked me like 5 times. 5 times I told you, you can't give me the name of the company. You got to give me the ticker symbol. I have no idea who Tellus is. Unless you want me to tell you. Tell us. Hey, tell us. Tell us this. Tell us that. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. You may not like it. Alex wants to take a look at Lowe's. Another dividend king. Alex, wait a little bit longer. Look at this big drop. Okay? We're way up here, 275. Now we're at 219, and it's continuing down. Don't get me wrong, Alex. I love Lowe's. I really do. 5 decades of increased profits. Just not this week. Ron, yes, you can close it early if you want. I prefer to just let them go away. Jack, thank you for that. A little disturbing, but all right. Verizon for the rest of this week, 41 at 30.2. Okay, thank you. Joe, I retracted, thank you. Use everything. Okay, I'm still waiting to hear back from Work Brings Freedom. I got that sneaky suspicion I'm not going to hear from him anymore. Oh, here is Bombardier ticker, BBD-B.TO. That does not sound normal at all. BBD. That ain't it. It's not coming up, dude. Okay, that symbol you just gave me is not a symbol. BBD-B.TO. Nope, that's not it. Sorry, dude, that just ain't it. Home remodeling is declining. Okay. Thank you. Yes, home remodeling, Home Depot cut its outlook for the rest of the year. Stay away from Home Depot and Lowe's is my opinion. Thank you, Mini Beast. VFC looks pretty good. Let's take a look at that one. VFC. I actually have some VFC, in case you're curious. But looks like she's just going sideways for a while. Here's the top, here's the bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look, it's up, down, sideways. We're at 1456 to 1450. Go for 55. That looks nice, but, okay, here's your bottom, here's your top. She shoots up, she drops, back up, back down. She's actually coming down at the moment. Not the greatest time in the world to jump in unless you really like it, because the number doesn't look that bad. Okay, so the 1450 for VFC. VFC 1450. Okay, one contract. Market, there we go. And here she is, 55, 113. Okay. Buy one covered call VFC. 28 November, that's next Friday, 1450 call option. Here's the profit, here's the investment. What number does that look like? All right, calculator. The profit is 55.50. The investment is 13.95. Try it one more time. 5550 divide 1395. Grand total of 3 point. Did you hear that? 3.9%. All right, let's check that one out. Let's call it 4%. 3.97. Come on, 4%. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where'd she go? She's not there. All right, let's try this one more time. Try it one more time. Oh, come on. What's going on here? I don't see it. I don't see it. All right. Let's try it one more time. One more time, if we try. All right, so let's get out of that. Let's try it one more time. Confirm and send. There it is. Why is it not working? Nope, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Okay, some strange reason I'm not able to do this one. Why can't I save this one? Ah! 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 Okay, let's try it one more time. 1450s. Let's try this one. Market, there we go, and here it is, and there we go, 81. Oh, okay, that's even better. All right, what am I doing wrong? Anybody? Anybody know? Anybody know what I'm doing wrong? That's Verizon. We found that one already. Why can't we do this one? Swipe up to show status bar. Volume. Okay. Oh, there it is right there. All right. I found it. I found it. All right. There we go. And this was... let's find out what this one is. 3.9. All right. 3.9. All right. Let's see if we found it. There it is. Right there. There she is. VFC 28 November 15 call 8150 1400 is the investment. That's over 4%. If you like VFC, it's always going to come to a catch. Always. What is the catch? Do I like this company? All right. 4%. I gotta love 4%. Really do. That was a good one. Who came up with that one? Kimberly Clark. Uh-oh. All right, let's see. What else we got? Kimberly Clark really did tell us, Paul, we're going to try that one. I like weeklies, thank you. Hercules, good evening. Uh-oh. SB 1981, Bristol Myers Squibb. BMY. BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. Interesting. The high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Sideways, down, sideways, up, down, 47. 47 is going for 118. That's more than 2%. If, of course, you like Bristol Myers Squibb. Again, another company with 5 decades of profit. 1% doesn't beat inflation. Oh my God. Chris, this dude Chris just shows up and tells me 1% doesn't beat inflation. Not quite sure where your math is, dude. KMB. Chris. Okay, see, Chris, this is for you specifically. 1% doesn't beat inflation. See, Chris, you weren't listening to everything I said. Because I said 1% per week is 52 weeks in a year. That's over a 50% return. Yeah, 1% a week does beat inflation. Okay, you got to listen to the whole story, Chris, not just a tiny bit. Paul Wall, how are you today? Oh, wait a minute. We're still on Bristol Myers Squibb. Okay, up, down, sideways, up, down. Here we are right here. The 47. 47 is going for 118. Let's check it out. What's the last 30 days? Nice. Look at this. We're down here. Here's the bottom. Shoots up, pulls back. New bottom here. 1, 2. There you go. Right there. 47, 47, 118. Let's check it out. Bristol Myers Squibb. All right. At the 47. 47 right there. All righty. The market, here we go. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. Buy one covered call, Bristol Myers Squibb, 28 November, that's next Friday. $47 call option. 114 is the profit, 45.86 is the investment. Now, you may think 45.86 is a big investment. No, it's not. Think of it this way. You're picking up this profit, okay, a couple days later, you're getting all your money back. What's wrong with that? It's 1, 2, 3% every single week using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Now, Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY, they've been in business for over 100 years. They got 5 decades. That's 5-0. That's a whole bunch of fives. All right, anyway, here it is. Let's bring up the calculator. If 114.50 is the profit, the investment is 45.86. That comes a grand total of 2.4%. I like 2.4% because if 1% a week is 50% a year, 2% a week, well, that is over 100% a year. Think about it. But 2.49, that's 2.5%. All right, let's see if we got it. There it is, right there. BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. There we go. BMY, 28 November, the 47s, 114, 45.86. That is over 2.5%. Now, come on, we all know our math. 1% every single week is 50% at the end of the year. Terribly sorry if you got to spend 5 or 10 minutes every single day taking care of your money. Don't buy a cat if you don't want to take care of a cat. Don't get a dog if you don't want to take care of a dog. Don't make any money if you don't want to take care of your money. We just want to make money and spend it? No. Because when you retire, right? When you're in my shoes, Okay, and you don't longer punch that time clock anymore. You sleep until you're done. You do whatever you want throughout the day. Retirement, it's cool, it's awesome. But the money has to come from somewhere. So for me, 5 or 10 minutes a day, I jump in. I say, what is my money doing today? Where do I have it? I have some here, 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 and here. Great. What are they doing? Well, they're all going the same direction. Okay, every single company out there all has the same thing in mind. They want to make more money this year than they did last year. That's it. They want to make more money this year than they did last year. They're all heading the same direction. Great. So I'll jump on this one, take it for a little ride, get 1 or 2%. When that one putters out, that's a good way for it. Putters out, turns around, goes back down, putters out. Yeah, I'll jump onto another one. Because they go up, great, I'll take that ride. When they come down, I'll jump off and I'll jump onto another one. That's it. Just moving my money from one performer to another, over and over and over. ABR. Machinist dude, BBDB. Sorry, it could be a Canadian stock. Yeah, if it's a Canadian stock, dude, I'm not going to have any numbers on it. And why are you finding it so inviting? That's a good word for it, inviting. All right, let's get rid of this. What we say it was? 2.5? $2.5. Yeah, buddy. All right. I love 2.5. 2.5 works for me. Okay, Jackson. NVO. I actually have some NVO, Jackson. I do. NVO. I'm not happy with it, but I still have it. Do I intend on selling it and taking the loss? Hell no. Hell no. NVO. NVO. Novodisc. Is that right? Novodisc? Something like that. I'm a lion. I'm lying. Okay. Halliburton. We'll take that look at next. Now, unfortunately, Jackson, NVO is just down. Okay, I have it, so I know. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. See, right here, we're down. Okay, so we're going to say no to NVO for this week. Now, I have it too, so, you know, I feel your pain, brother. ABR. Bito, what is ABR? Arbor Realty REIT. Well, if you like it, it may be a good deal. Here's the reason why. Here's the high of the year. Here is the absolute bottom of the year, 850. Now, I wouldn't touch this thing until she turns around and goes the other way. Look, your high's here, your bottom is today. Sideways, down. Okay, you cannot get any lower than the low of the year. And guess what? That's the low of the year for ABR. If you like ABR. Now, I don't ever buy anything at the low because I'm not very good at picking lows. Matter of fact, I don't even try it anymore. Because I look for the bottom after a top. See, the top's right here. This is the bottom. You can't argue that. But before I jump in, I want to see the next 2 days they're going up, you know, higher and higher. Then on the third day, I'll jump in. So no, I don't look for bottoms. I don't look for tops. Okay? I look for the bottom. As she's going up, I'll jump out. And as she tops off, she'll come back down again. Yeah, and it's the same thing over and over again. It's repetitive. I'm a lion. I'm lying. Okay. Halliburton. Interesting. Missed the opportunity, though. Take a look at that. Okay, we're low down here. Shoot up nicely. 1 gap up. 2 gap up. 3 gaps up. Here's the top. Now she's pulling back. So I'll put Halliburton down for the week after next. What do you think? Halliburton. Okay, not this week though. Sorry. What are you think about Archer Aviation? ACHR. I'm going to say no for this week for Archer Aviation. Reason being, here's the high of the year. Look at it, drop, drop, drop. Yeah, It don't look that good at the moment. Okay? Dropping. Yeah, if you want to buy at the bottom of the year, there it is, right there. I don't try to buy the bottoms because we just don't know if tomorrow is going to be lower or it's going to be higher. We just don't know. It's a 50-50 shot. Bristol Myers Squibb stock analysis. Ask about investment strategies. Way to go. Less than $5,000. Alex, what are we talking about? It's tough to have the ability to jump to a different company when you have $5,000 to play with. Well, not necessarily so, Alex, because it depends on what you're looking for. Okay, so with that small amount, I'd definitely be doing dividend capturing first. You know, jump in, grab that dividend, jump out, go on to the next company. Okay, it's a lot quicker. You can actually be in and out in one day. But unfortunately, you need $25,000 to be jump in and jump out in the same day, because they call that day trading. Yeah, you can't be a day trader with $5,000. Sorry, I don't make up the rules. All right, let's keep on doing this. Alrighty. Eric wants to take a look at AT&T. Hold that thought. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. What's going on right here? It's at 25.60 at this moment in time. Look at the last 30 days. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Actually coming down at the moment. Sorry. Superlative. Chris, per week does. Yeah. He saw the same thing I saw. 1% doesn't make it. Yeah, well, 1% a week does. All right, Peter. Eggs in one basket. If your goal is X dollars a week, how many options do you sell to make X dollars? That's an interesting question, Peter. Here's the answer for you. You ready? I sell as many options as it takes to make 1%. How's that for an answer? Hercules, BX. Isn't that Baxter? Or something, BX. Blackstone. Yeah, Blackstone. Blackstone's in a free fall, dude. Look at it. Bottom of the year, right there, if you like Blackstone. Mikey, Oracle. I read a really nice article on Oracle. Really cool. But take a look. Take a look at this. Will you, Mikey? Okay, here we are here. Look at this big gap up right there. And the gap filled. Look, there's the fill right there for the gap. Okay, and it filled. Okay, here's the high. Down, up, down, up, down. Look at this. Friday. Monday was higher. Today was higher. So what does that mean? That means Oracle is a good opportunity for people who like Oracle. So let's find out. We're at 220. Okay, 220 is paying $8. Holy cow. But look, right here. Here's the bottom 2 days ago. That's higher and that's higher. 2 days. Is tomorrow going to be the third? I don't know. Let's take a look. What does the 220s look like for Oracle? Right there. Here we go. And here we go. That can't be right. No way. That looks awesome. Hold on a second. Here we go. Buy one covered call Oracle. 28 November. That's this coming Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday. The $220 call option. Look what the stock's at right now. $220.49. If I sell it for $220, I'm walking away with $900. $900. What's it costing me? $21,000. All right, well, let's see what those numbers look like. Calculator, come out wherever you are. Here we go, right here. So, $929, and let's not forget that 50 cents. And we're going to divide it by the investment, 21,071. Grand total of 4.4%. 4.4. I like it. All right, let's say this. This is number 4. We got one more to come up with. Cool beans. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's see. There it is, right there. Whoops. Oracle. 28 November. The 220 call option. 929 is the profit. 21 G's is the investment. Think of it as a weekly cash flowing asset. An asset that gives you a weekly return on your money every single week. You just got to be smart about it. What did I buy it for? What did I sell against it? How is the movement? Is it going up? Is it going down? What does it mean? What should I do next? It's all A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. It's really not that different. Remember, the trading strategy I'm showing you was created for a 9-year. Why do we only have 56 people here? I'm going to reboot this one. Okay, so hopefully you guys don't mind. I'm going to reboot. Let's see what happens. I got to reboot this one every once in a while. It's just, kick up some things. Okay, so let's get out of there. Let's get there. And now the end is near. And so I face the final. So I want to reboot on TikTok. See what happens. 17 way over there. What are you kidding me? Really? Come on. Mirror the image. There we go. And here we have it. All right. Let's start this all over again. Kimberly. Yay! Your supporter Lisa just joined. Yay, Lisa, Eric, Okie Dad, what's going on? Rafatbek, Angela, good evening. All right, so Bristol Myers Squibb. Now, okay, we already did that one. What do you mean by playing dividends? Getting in before the record date and getting out after the dividend payout? No. Getting in before the EX date and getting out before the EX date. That's what I mean. Getting in, getting out before the EX date. Keith, Lockheed Martin, LMT. Wait a second. Oh, let me finish this one. There's number 4 for tonight. Nice. Nice numbers. My goodness. All right. What else do we have? Ooh, Mara. Hold on. Keith wants to take a look at Lockheed Martin. LMT. Ooh. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Nice. 474. The 475s are going for 780. I like that. Let's zoom into this. Nice. Check that out. Here we are at 495. We dropped to 450. Shoot back up. We get all the way from here all the way to here. We get all that space right there. Okay, the 475s, 780. That looks nice. Let's check that one out. The 780. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Covered stock. 475. That looks a little bit better. I was looking at the wrong numbers. Hit the wrong button. Imagine that. Most people lose their money by hitting the wrong button. Here we go. Buy one covered call, Lockheed Martin, 28 November. The 475 call options. Here's my profit, 858. It's costing me 46 G's. That's what happens when you get stocks over $100. Well, this stock is over $400. Of course it's going to be uncomfortable. Getting in before the record date. Yep, we already talked about that. All right, so calculator. 858. Divide that by 46 G's. Comes to a grand total of 1.8. Look, I don't know. Do you like 1.8? I like 1.8. But do you really want to separate yourself with $46,000 to get that? It's just a question. Now, we all have a different amount of money to work with. Okay, I have no idea how much money you got. You have no idea how much money I have. So maybe you don't mind paying $400 per share. Maybe. And there she is, right there. This is number 5 for the night. Yay! And there it is, Lockheed Martin. 28 November, the 475 call option. 858 is the profit, 46 G's is the investment. Whatever you're doing, if you think you don't have to put some money up to come up with some kind of rate of return, I'd like to hear it. Really, I would. Because see, where I came from, we had to buy something and sell something in order to make a profit. All right. And what did we come up with? 1.8. 1.8%. Okay. So we got 4 for Sunday, 3 for Monday, 5 for today. Yay! And we're only at 10:30. We still got time to find a couple more. Well, let's answer some questions first. Get my seat here, answer some questions. Option seller, allo. What does that mean? Allo. Bonjour, allo, salut. Is that what that means? Hello in French. Allo. Okay, so allo, A-L-L-O. I have no idea what that is. A-L-L-O. Allergene therapy. No, I don't do monthlies. Hold on. Can't see that in the way. Okay, November, December, February, May. Yeah, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work for me. Okay, what else are we doing? I will have to go now, Mr. James. Hope you have a good one. Thank you very much. Coincidentally, I used to work at Home Depot and still have a few shares from ESPP. I have no idea what that means. Yep. Hi, new to the channel. Why is everything backwards? Machan77, because nobody has told me yet how to mirror the image for YouTube. And no, it's not on the camera. Okay, so yeah, we tried mirroring the camera. That doesn't work. It's just apparently that, yeah, Jack Jackson, it's so you can't read it. That's not exactly what it's for, Jack. Okay? Okay, it's because you're on YouTube. And you're on this channel. I have 3 YouTube channels. 2 of them are backwards. 1 of them is correct. Okay, you just happen to be on the wrong one. But I have TikTok channels, and those are correct. So I'm actually streaming on 9 different channels at the moment, and 3 of them are backwards. You're on one of the backwards ones. Sorry. All right. Reboot. Yes, I rebooted already. James, what week is BMY 4750 at $1? Uh-oh. I see it from November 28th. Okay, that's what it is, November 28th. Joe, Hormel. Isn't Hormel a monthly HRL? No, weekly. Ooh, now this don't look good here, Joe. Check a look at this right here. Top, bottom, look at that. She shot up, now she's coming back down again. Here's your last 30 days. Down, up, down, up, down. Sorry, Joe. Maybe next time. Next, Antoine and Tone. What's going on? Christian. All right. Shelly. She love boy. She lover boy. Oh, and she lover boy. Okay. Thank you there, Miss Shelly. Brett Smith, thank you. Option seller. Just saying hello. Hello. Bonjour. Salut. Ooh, SWK is at a low, but looks like it's still dropping. SWK. Isn't that Stanley Black & Decker? SWK. It is Stanley Black & Decker. And it's a monthly. Kate, come on. I know you're new, Kate, but you're not that new. All right. November, December, January, March. Yeah. Alrighty. Ooh, SB 1981, Altria. I love Altria. Ooh, nice. The Machinist Dude, what program are you using on your computer to show us all the wonderful strategies? Okay, Machinist Dude, this is not a software. It is a trading platform offered through Charles Schwab. It's not Charles Schwab's trading platform. It's actually called Think or Swim. Okay, and the nice thing I like about Think or Swim is everything is there that I need. I can get everything on the same board. Watch this. Do that right there. Okay, nope, not that one. Let's do one that I already have, which would be here. Let's do, okay, IONQ. IONQ. Okay. So what I really like about Think or Swim as opposed to any other trading platform. All right, let's do like this one. Hold on, I'll be right with you. All right, there we go. And let's do this. Whoops. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so this. Okay, who's asked this one? Okay, the Machinist Dude. Okay, Machinist Dude. This is why I like Think or Swim. Okay, watch. All right, here's the stock chart. This chart right here is the seasonality. It tells me how the stock performs on an annual basis based on 10 years of data. So this gives me a good idea of where the stock is moving, 49.12 at the moment. So over here, what do we have? We have the stock information right up here. That's the information on just the stock. This down here, that's the option information. This right here is my current position. Okay, there's a stock, how many I have, what did I sell against it right there, and here is a new position if I want to do it. And here's my other ones. Everything is on the exact same page. I don't need to go page to page to page to page. And to get rid of everything, I just hit a little tiny button and everything just disappears. And the only thing I have now is the stock chart, stock information, and the option. That's it. Okay, now I've looked at, actually 15 years ago. 15 years ago I wrote a book, Choosing the Right Trading Platform for Your Trading. Whatever trading style you have, there is a trading platform specifically for you. Well, I like this one because it's the only one that I know of that allows me to do what's called a trigger trade. Now, I know most of you don't know what that is. It allows me to buy and sell at the exact same time. I can set it, forget it, walk away, and not have to do anything about it. A lot of other companies, you can't do that. Because I used to do my trades before I went to work. Because, yes, I did punch a time clock at one point in time, which means I had to go to work, and I wasn't available to trade online during the day. So all my trading was done before the market, before I went to work, or after the market when I got home from work. But it was always simple, easy trades. Okay, it's always the same thing that I'm doing right now. Do I like the company? Great. What am I buying it for? Great. What am I selling? What am I collecting? Where's the stock going? All those questions are the same no matter if you're available while the stock is open, stock market's open, or you're doing it after hours. Well, this is after hours now. You get to ask whatever questions you want. And then, if it makes sense, put the order in now. So watch, I can put an order in right now. Let's do this. Okay, that right there, IONQ. Let's do this. Go here. Let's go to there. Let's go. It's at 49 at the moment. See, it's at 49 at the moment. So let's do a 49. It's right there. And it's for next week. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, get rid of that. The 49 right there. I just want to do one to get you a good idea what it looks like. There it is. Now I like doing it at the market. The reason I like to do it at the market, here we go, because I'm going to buy 100 shares of this stock, IONQ. I'm going to sell one option for someone to buy it from me for almost the exact same price I just paid. $49.12. I'm selling it at $49. Okay? Buy one covered call, IONQ, 28 November, the $49 call option. I'm walking away with $310, and it's costing me $4,500. Okay, well that doesn't give me the rate of return. Let's find it out. Alrighty. And to clear that, profit is $310. What is it costing me? $45.90. $45.90 equals 6.7% for 1 week. Oh, hell yeah, let's do this one. Let's be the last one for the night. Okay. IONQ. Here we go. Drop that. Drop this. Here we go. This is going to be the last one for the night, and then we're just going to answer questions. And what was the rate of return on this one? 6%. All right, there it is right there. There it is. IONQ. IONQ, 28 November, the $49 call, $310 is the profit, $4,500. Now the nice thing about that $4,500 is I'm going to get all that back. Okay, see, I'm buying it, 100 shares, selling someone the right to buy it from me for basically the same price I just paid for it. I get all my money back, plus I get this. Now, can I do one contract? Yeah. Can I do 5? Yeah. Can I do 10? Yeah. Okay, how many can you do? You got to find a stock first that you like. Does it make sense? That should be the very first question that you have. Alex, I'm aware that IONQ does not have any. Is this an issue? It could be. Amazing strategy. You like that one? What program you using? Got that one. Amazing. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. Okay, cool. So, Alex, someone in my morning trading group came up with this one. Okay? It's a 6% trade. If you like IONQ, I have no idea who they are. I really have no idea what they do. But if you like it, that should be the number 2 question. Number 1 question should be, does this make sense? Buy something, sell it for the same price you paid for it, collect an insurance premium, because that's what a call option is. It's an insurance policy. Insuring whoever buys that option, whoever pays for it, gets what they're paying for. What are they paying for? They're paying for the right to buy this from me at $49 between now and the 28th of November. That's the insurance policy. Double Comma Club. Ooh, the 2 Comma Club. How would you feel if a selection of brokerage was watching your videos to trade against you? Wouldn't bother me a bit. Because I'm pretty sure, okay, my 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 shares get nothing on anyone. Look at, oh, I'm going to show you something in a second. Hold it. Hold tight. Don't go anywhere. It makes 6%. Yes, it does. Okay, so we did this one. Let me get rid of this. All right, let's get rid of this. 6%. That's 6 for tonight. Look at this. 1.3, 4, 2.5, 4.4, 1.86. Look at this one, 7.5. Well, that was INQ from yesterday. Yesterday was 7.5. Today's only 6. Oh, well, you wait a day. All right, so that's it for the stocks. Let's start answering some questions. What do we have? All righty. Rich Bruner. The premium is guaranteed. The stock price is not. Thank you there, Richard. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. Okay, so Double Comma Club asked me, how would I feel if a brokerage, some kind of brokerage company was betting against me? Well, I really don't care. Because here's the thing. all the money that I have, right, couldn't even come close. Look at this. 20 million shares traded today on this. 20 million. I'll be lucky if I can get 2 or 3,000. My 2 or 3,000 is not going to do anything to the 20 million. All right, machinist. If I understand right about this strategy, even if the stock price goes down, you don't lose. Correct. Machinist, the only time you lose if you personally agree to sell for less than what you paid for it. Now, I have no control over what you do. I only have control over what I do. Okay, I look at my account twice a day, once in the morning and once at night with you guys. Jeff, I'm seeing what you're looking at, the VIX. I don't trade the VIX, and there's a reason why. I'll explain in a minute. So anyway, machinist. I forget where I was going. You stopped the choo-choo train down the tracks, and now I forget what I was talking about. Oh, hold on. As I was saying, you never lose money until you sell for less than what you paid for it. And you are in complete control. Okay? So I check every day before the market opens. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at now? Where does it look like it's going? Am I at risk of losing? If so, what should I do? Because it's always A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. If I'm making money and everything looks great, I do nothing. If the stock is going down, well, then I do this, this, or this. If the stock is going up and it looks like I could be called away, well, I could do this, this, or this. Okay, it always depends on what is your goal, number one. Number two, what's your risk factor? Number three, how much time and effort do you want to put into this? Okay, the more money and the more time, the more effort you put into it, the more money you can make. It's just that simple. Okay? So for me, I like to keep things simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. I love the Lee family. Okay, we all know who the Lees are, right? Profitably, safely, consistently, happily. Okay, I see. So for 1 week period, you still have to look and watch. Okay, machinist, let me ask you a question. Okay? If you have a dog or a cat, do you feed it once and say, you're okay? No, you got to feed it and take it out for a walk and clean up after it every single day. Well, the interesting thing about money, it has no feelings. It can't tell you what it's doing. It could really care less about you. Really could. Money doesn't care. Money has no feelings at all. However, money does equate to a good life. Meaning, we are the only species on this planet that's got to pay to live here. And to the degree on which how you want to live your life, what comfort level you want to be, it's going to be more money. If I want to live in a tent, I really don't need that much. I can go out in the woods and live off the land. Doesn't cost me anything. But that is a choice. But if you're here and you want to make money, great. How much do you want to make? Now, everybody says, I want to make a lot. Well, fine. Find something that can give that to you. This ain't it. This is boring. This is slow. This is monotonous. Okay? It's the same stocks over and over and over again. Okay. So, Christopher, KYTX. What is that? I never even heard of it. Take a gander. KYTX. KYTX. Therapeutics. Sorry, dude, I don't do monthlies. Christopher? Oh, I understand. This is something I am studying. Thank you so much for your time and explanation. You're welcome, machinist. November, December, March, June. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work for me. So, JARF, VIX, VIX. Okay, well, these dates are a little bit different. Okay, there is no bid in the ask for the VIX. The 24.69s, the 25s are going for 70 cents. Okay, if you like the VIX. Well, the VIX is more or less, what do you call that? Yeah, I'm not going to do this one. Look what it's going to do for the next couple of days. Up, down, up, down. And it's not really a company. Okay, it's more of a volatility index. Alex, machinist dude, if you use this strategy, you can practice the power of compounding. Ooh, like that. So, Alex, I want to show you something. Okay, we found out all the stocks we're going to look at tonight. I want to show you something, Alex, of this. All right, Mr. Alex. All right, Mr. Alex, are you ready for this? You're relatively new here. You might get a kick out of this. Watch this. See, this is my website, The 10-Minute Trader. And no, I'm not going to try to sell anyone anything, okay? Okay, we're all adults. We know how it works. The website, you can buy stuff there if you want. I'm not going to try to sell anything. This is for you, Alex. You ready? Here we go. Check this out. Right here. Weekly compound interest calculator. Click onto that right there. Here it comes right there. Now, Alex, this thing didn't exist before because nobody had it. I had actually created it for myself. And it took quite a while to figure out the math. It's a little on the complicated side, but let me explain it to you a little bit. It's a calculator that calculates compound interest, but it allows you to choose weekly, monthly rate of return. And it also allows you to set a certain amount of money you want to put in on a weekly basis. Sell me some snake oil. Here we go, Alex. You ready? So first thing you want to do, Alex, you want to start out with a number. Now, I think you told me you had $5 grand, or was it $4 grand? I think it was $4 grand, wasn't it? 4,000, right, Alex? About 4,000. Now, you also mentioned something about $100 a month, or is that $100 a week? I forget. Okay, so the initial deposit, that's what you're starting out with, 4 G's, okay? Yeah, okay, 100 a week. Periodic deposit, $100, deposit frequency weekly, okay? Now, interest rate, I'm showing you how to get 1% every single week. So we're going to change this to 1%. There we go. Now, whether deposits are, okay, yeah, end of the period and beginning of the period, which means you can do it weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. It affects it a little bit, but not much. Okay, so now we look at the time frame. So Alex, roughly $4,000, $100 a week at 1%. Give me a number. How many years? 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? What do you think, Alex? Quick. Come on, you're right there. Come on. Come on, Alex. Quick. Come on. 5 years, 10 years. What do you want to look at, Alex? 5 years. All right. So we're going to put in 5 years right here. So now, Alex, before I hit the compute savings, top of your head, you're starting out with $4,000. You're putting in $100 every single week for 5 years. Okay, it's 52 weeks a year. That's $5,200 a year. So 5,200 times 5, that's $25,000. That's how much you're putting in. All right. So what do you think this number is going to be? Anybody? Anybody want to guess? Okay, starting out with $4,000, $100 a week, 5 years, $38,000. Oh my God, Alex. Watch this number right here, Alex. You ready? Compute savings. $176,000. Alex. $176,073. $176,000. $4,000. $100 a week. 1% a week for 5 years. Yeah. Okay, so you take that $176,000, 1% a week, that's $1,700 a week. Can you live off of $1,700 a week? I think you just might be able to. Okay, what do we else have over here? We got 10 minutes left. La 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 la. Volatility. Did you even know how the VIX is priced? Yes, I do, and I don't pay attention to the VIX because it doesn't work for me. Do you ever? Oh yeah, I know. Volatility. Yes, I know. QYLD. Oh hell no. The same price target. Nope, not at all. QYLD. Yep, but it's perfect. No, it's not, because you can't do certain things with the VIX. Mars. GIBO. Dubbed as ChatGPT of animation industry by China. I have no. What the hell does that mean? Okay, Alcon 44,000 is not quite right either. I'm retiring in 5 years. Best Sim 55,000. Nope. Thomas 50,000. Nope. Wide Pipe Breaker. Yep, $176,000. Compound interest is a beautiful thing. Okay, now if you go just one more year, Alex, check this out. It's 176. One more year, let's change this from 5 to 6. Okay, 1 year. Okay, you still $100 a week, $5,500. I mean, was it $5,200? 1 year, it's at 176. $300. It goes from 176 to 300,000 in 1 year. Can you imagine that? One more year from 300,000, 7 years. 1 more year, could it double again? Can it go from 300 to 600? Nope, it went to 513. But still, not bad. That's compounded interest. The calculator is free. Use it all you want. It's free. I invented it like 15 years ago because nobody else had it. Okay, so you start out with a certain number. Now you add to it whatever you want to add to it. Okay, now I'm trying to come up with a new calculator that's going to change as we progress. So you start with a certain number, you start with your goal, and every time you put some money into it and you earn some money, it tells you how much more time you get to go in order for you to, retire. So let's say you have a goal of $5,000 a month and then you can retire. How much percent per year average? 1% per week. Okay, 1% per week is over 52% per year. But that's simple interest. Compound interest is a different story. Okay, because you're getting interest upon interest upon interest. It's just crazy the way the numbers work. All right, so let's keep on going. What was that? Vintage? Can I start with an investment of only $100? Yeah, you can, but it's going to take you a lot longer. Windpipe Breaker. You're new here. Never heard that name before. We're going to say no to Wendy's. Western Union, is that WU? Uh-oh. There we go. WU, Western Union. Unfortunately, Western Union is a monthly, and I don't do monthlies. Remember I said earlier, weekly options only. Compound interest is 67% per year. Calculating 5-year compound interest, guess final amount. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think you're quite right, though. Let's start out with $100. Okay, let's deposit 0. Okay, weekly, end of the year. Okay, 1 year. Okay, so we're starting out with $100. We're not putting anything into it, getting 1% for 1 year. Okay, oh, you're right, 67%. Imagine that. 1% a week is 67% per year compounded. Now, I don't compound mine because I use that 1% to pay my bills. It is what it is. Now, I'm pretty sure Wendy's is also a monthly. We've got 8 minutes left to go. What else do we have? Why are stocks so attractive? Lance, how are you today? Markle stock. Markle? What the heck is Markle? What is that? MKL? MKL. Markle Group. Hell no. Come on, K-Van, you're doing so well. Look at this. Monthly. I don't do monthlies. Who came up with that? Machinist. Okay, yeah, no. Power is low. There's nobody there anyway, so not a big deal. Let's keep on keeping on. Lance, thank you for that. Work with Nature 420. Gotta love that one. Who do we have here? Ken Hanley, how are you today? Can we look at Wally World? This is backwards. Yes, Travis, it is. Wally World, WMT. What's going on with Wally World? There's the high of the year. Now she's dropping back up, back down. Not the opportune time for Wally World. Lance, thank you for that. Compound interest only works one way. I'm not quite sure what other way it would work. This is calculating exactly what? Weekly compound interest. That's what it's calculating. Is it quantum based? No, it's not. It's just regular compound interest calculator. La 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 la. Nope. What base interest are you using? Argo 6, 1%. I'm using the interest rate of 1% per week. Trent Lewis, Baxter, BAX. Didn't we look at Baxter earlier? I think we did. Okay, unfortunately, Baxter is at the low of the year, right here, which is not a bad place for it, Trent. Because think of it this way. You can't get any lower than the low of the year. And you only make money, or you make the most amount of money in the stock market buying low, selling high. Basim, why can't you open my website? The 10-minute trade, $5. And if I'm going to calculate for 1 year, I'm going to take $5, multiply it by 1.01. That's 1%. 1.02 would be 2%. So at 1%, it's $5 multiply 1.01 equals multiply 1.01 equals multiply 1.01 equals 52 times. That's 52 times. That's for 1 year. Okay? So if you change the interest rate like 0.75%, 0.5%, 1%, 2%, 5%, whatever you want to change it to. It was created specifically so I know how much money I needed in order to get where I wanted to go. Basim, I don't know why you can't open up the website. Ayo. Mr. Unemployed. Ayo. Gonna miss that, dude. Okay, AO's not pulling up. Sorry. Any preferred platform for a beginner? Okay, Mr. Unemployed. For beginners, I like I like Robinhood. It's simple, it's easy. Merv is asking a question. If you don't sell your contract on the close of business on Friday, is it a way to roll it? Well, if you're going to roll it, you got to do it before. Is there a manual? A manual for a calculator? No. A calculator is simple. You put in whatever you're starting out with. Let me go back to it again. The calculator is simple. Whatever you're starting out with, whatever number you're starting out with goes right there. Whether you're starting out with 1,000, 100,000, 500,000, whatever you're starting out with, it goes right there. Okay, if you want to deposit money on a regular basis, a periodic basis, weekly, monthly, quarterly, bi-weekly, however you want to do it, you put that number in here. So, an example, Alex said he wanted to do $100 a week. So, $100. He said he started out with $4,000. $4,000. Okay. He said he wanted to do $100 a week. Then you just decide what interest rate you're looking at. And then you decide, is that interest rate based at monthly or weekly? See? Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. I'm a weekly trader. I trade on a weekly basis, so I want to choose weekly. Okay? And then I want to decide how many years do I want to do it. Do I want to do it monthly or do I want to do it yearly? And then you just compute savings. That's all. You don't need a manual to do a calculator. All right. Oh, 2 minutes left. So Merv, if you're going to roll your position, you got to do it before the end of business on Friday. Because as soon as the stock market hits 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon, all games are off. Good evening there, Mr. Mark. All righty, let's keep on going. Basim, I would like to schedule a call with you and explain this to me as if I was a toddler. You wouldn't be the first one to add that exact same words. So, what I'm thinking, AGNC. I'm going to say no to AGNC, and here's the reason why. Okay? Who came up with this one? Cosmo Capricorn. Cosmo Capricorn, how are you today? So the reason I'm saying no to AGNC has got nothing to do with the chart whatsoever. Nothing at all. Nothing. Nothing to do with the chart at all. Has to do with the option premiums. Okay, so I'm doing a trading strategy called covered call, where I buy the stock and I sell the option. Well, stocks don't always go up. Sometimes they go down. So if they go down and I have to lower my strike price, well, I got to make sure the options are good. Well, look at AGNC. 1 strike out of the money is 2 cents. 2 strikes out of the money is 0. 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if the stock goes down, I'm getting nothing. Okay, I prefer stocks kind of like Dell. Take a look at Dell. DELL. If I'm wrong on Dell and the stock goes the wrong way, okay, 123 at the market right now, it's 620. That's a nice fat premium, over 5%. Well, look at 1 strikeout, $5, well over 5%. 125, 3 strikes out, 4, 5 strikes out, 4, 6 strikes. I'm still getting a big fat premium, even 4, 5, 6 strikes out of the money. AGNC. Mother, come on. AGNC. Okay, AGNC. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm getting nothing. Same thing with, Is it ET? No, it's not ET. Energy transfer. Energy transfer, same thing. 1 strike out of the money, less than 1%. 2 strikes, 1 penny. 0, 0, 0, 0. Getting nothing. I don't do those kind of stocks because if I am wrong, which happens once in a while, what am I making? Making nothing. It just makes no sense. Okay, what else do we have for questions? Because we're past 11 o'clock. Do I have a book or video about this strategy? Absolutely. I've written 14 books. 14. Now, I'm not trying to sell anything, so we're all adults. We know how it works. You go to the website. That's where you find all that stuff. All right, AGNC, no. What else do we have? Mr. Unemployed, got it. Start with Robin Hood. By Thanksgiving, cool beans. Sierra Media Group, thank you. Mr. Unemployed, Lance wants to know what exact formula you use for your calculations. It's simple, okay? If you're trying to figure out what the rate of return is, if it's 2%, it's whatever number you have multiplied by 1.02. That's 2%. 4%, it's 1.04. So if it's 3.5%, it's 1.35. 12 cents per share on AGNC. Okay, but I won't do AGNC because of the numbers are horrible. If the stock goes down, 1 strike out of the money, you're getting nothing. And you have to take that in consideration because stocks don't always just go up. All right. Thank you for that. Channy Light, good evening. Flatfish, VRT, good evening. Hold on. Wow. Cosmo Crappy Coin, I make decent dividends in a month. Alrighty then, thank you. Kilroy, explain UPS 45% in 2 days. USPS. USPS. Ultimate Sports. No, hell no. I'm not even going to bother with that one. Gabriel. All right. Thank you, Gabriel. Kilroy. Okay, got that one. OKLO. Take a look at it tomorrow. Blinken has already become a pitiful puppet of BlackRock, totally lacking international credibility. Okay. Gabriel, FBI, CIA, and 2 terrorist organizations controlled by... Okay, thank you. Gabriel, I really don't want to... Okay, Gabriel, I really don't... Thank you. All right. I really honestly don't want to hear your... sorry, I had to delete him. I don't want to hear politics. I really don't. I really honestly don't care what's happening on the other side of the planet. Mr. Unemployed, thank you. Saved 85. We looked at Lowe's a little earlier. Ceramida sent you Rose, thank you. UPS, we'll take a look at tomorrow. CEG tomorrow. Lowe's we already looked at. We're basically done. Cool beans. The VOD Vault. What's the best dividend stock of all time in your opinion? VOC. It averaged 18% per year. That's just my opinion. 18% per year for 198 years. Averaged. Okay, VOD Vault. VOC. 18% per year for 198 years. That, in my humble opinion, I think is the best stock ever. Okay, so that being said, I am done for the evening. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow. You guys have a great night, and we will do this again mañana. Hasta luego, señores and señoritas. You guys have a great night. See you tomorrow. And now, the end is here, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. Don't call me Jimmy. I'll state my case, for which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full.